So in this segment, we're going to be talking about things will only get worse, fears top scientists may shun the UK over Brexit. And this is mainly due to the end of the Horizon programme. Some of it will be due to the end of freedom of movement as well, but I think for the most part, it'd be down to the Horizon issues. Just for some background, in case anyone doesn't know, it's mainly because of the fact that the UK are playing around with the Northern Ireland Protocol. Our ascension to the Horizon programme was only in principle, which means that if everything goes well, then the UK would be able to join the Horizon scheme. The issue is that we started playing stupid games over the Northern Ireland Protocol, which I'll be doing another video on that soon about the data. That's one of the reasons why. That's the main reason why we've been excluded from Horizon. And to be fair, I don't blame the EU for doing it. So the future of Horizon science has never been so gloomy. That is the stark view of a UK-based Nobel Prize winner who has warned that top academics are giving up hope of the government negotiating membership of the Horizon Europe programme and are preparing to leave the country. So there's more scientists leaving the country. You know, we knew that more stuff like this was going to happen. The UK's Horizon rival is a joke, and without getting into the Horizon programme, these scientists won't get the funding they need to get their projects off the ground. Liz Truss finally appointed Nusrat Ghani as Minister for Science this week after 3 months with no one in the position, but senior scientists and vice-chancellors are warning that the government is no longer committed to a deal on associate membership. You know, that the UK won't get into the Horizon programme because it keeps messing with the protocol. Also, the money from the Horizon budget has already been allocated, and the UK will have to wait till around, I think, 2027 for the next round of budget allocation, so we've missed the boat effectively. British scientists have had a strong record of attracting EU funds, and loss of membership could have a serious impact on the future of UK research. Former Brexit Secretary Frost fought hard to get associate membership of Horizon as part of the trade negotiations in 2020, but ratification was disrupted after the UK failed to implement the protocol. And the Brexiteers bang on about Horizon being part of the trade and cooperation agreement, etc., but the Northern Ireland Protocol was baked into the withdrawal agreement, which was signed way before the TCA was come up with. So it's just ridiculous. Many academics now say that there's little hope of resolution, a point stressed by Sir Andre Guillaume, who won a Nobel Prize in 2010 for his work on graphene, who is based at Manchester University. Him saying the situation for UK science has never been so gloomy and things are only going to get worse, he told The Observer. As an example of the dangers facing UK science, Guillaume revealed that a talented young Ukrainian-Russian postdoctoral researcher recently turned down a position on his team, saying moving to the UK was now too risky. You know, the world's scientists know it. The UK outside of Horizon is not a science superpower. We need freedom of movement and the funding from Horizon. Otherwise, it just does not work. These fears were underlined by Chris Gosden, professor at European Archaeology at Oxford University, and this case is actually wild here. He reached the final stage in a competition for the prestigious €10 million collaborative grant from the European Research Council, which he believes could now fall apart. And the thing with these grants isn't just the money that comes with it, it's the prestige as well. Scientists have been very clear on that. He said, "It's taken years of planning to get this research going, and if necessary, I will move somewhere in the EU to make it work," he said. As well as working with partners in France and Germany, Gosden has spent years establishing a relationship with the Terracotta Warriors Museum in China for the project, which will look at the formation of the first Chinese state. I know very little about the Terracotta Warriors statues and things like that, but I know it's one of the wonders in Civilization 6. That's as far as my knowledge goes, because I like culture. But, you know, in this case, it's probably a career-defining thing. You know, I don't know how much research is known about the formation of the first Chinese state, but this professor managed to get a collaboration with universities in 2 different countries and an agreement with the Chinese Museum. Also, a €10 million fund. That sounds pretty impressive, but, you know, Brexit's taken that away from him, which is sad. That's a lot of work, many years of work to get this over the line, and I can't lie, I would be interested to read about this stuff if he does manage to get his research underway and write a book about it. I genuinely would be interested. Gosden has said many researchers in the UK have been resisting job offers from abroad because they didn't really believe the government would accept being shut out of a programme that nurtures so many important collaborations. And as smart as these scientists are, you know, with their PhDs and all these other things, right, I could have told you from the jump that if the UK kept messing around with the protocol, we weren't going to get into the Horizon programme. And I think the scientists were kind of the hope that the UK would kind of find some sort of solution to our own issues with the protocol, which didn't happen. You know, but he said most were now despondent, feeling there isn't much hope of at all of association with Horizon. The point was backed by Gaspar Jacali, Professor of Neuroscience at Exeter University, whose work on the evolution of vision is currently funded by a high cachet ERC advanced grant. Vision is something the Tories and Wanda lack. He said, I will consider relocating if this isn't resolved. If there was a good opportunity in Germany or Switzerland, I would likely move. And if I was working in a university in Germany or Switzerland, I had the power, I'd be phoning this dude up and I'd be like, mate, we can sort everything out on our end. That will just, this will just continue the brain drain. The more formerly UK based scientists find success within the Horizon member states, the more scientists want to leave the UK. The ones that remain here, but also the less scientists that would want to come to the UK, and they'll have better options abroad. Simon Margison, Professor of Higher Education at Oxford University, was even more emphatic over the likely impact. It's a disaster, he told The Observer. Many high-caliber researchers would leave, while future research projects, collaborations, and networks would simply not happen, which is true. Networking, again, it's another key part of scientific collaboration. Last year, the government set aside £6.9 billion for association with the Horizon scheme, gone for the big meme number there, or for a UK-based Plan B. But Professor Colin, Vice-Chancellor of Cardiff University, warned of a real danger that we'll find the funding that was promised has been eaten up in spending cuts. So essentially he's saying that the government just aren't going to give the money that they promised. So Richard Friend, one of Britain's top physicist and a director of research at Cambridge University, added that the ongoing post-Brexit friction meant Britain was already losing its position as a destination of choice for top students and postdoctoral researchers across Europe. Losing these young researchers really matters. In 10 or 20 years, we'll notice there isn't the same talent around and it will be too late. And I wouldn't be surprised if that impacts things like manufacturing, where the developers, the scientists can work directly with kind of manufacturing hubs to get things done, or with businesses kind of build or manufacture whatever it is that they're kind of researching into. I'm no expert in this stuff, I'll be honest. A spokesperson for the Department of Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy said, the UK's government preference remains association to EU programmes, but we cannot wait for the EU much longer. That's why we have developed a bold and ambitious alternative plan that will make progress becoming a global science superpower. What a joke. Anyways, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Support the channel on Patreon if you can. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one. And if you are a scientist considering moving to the EU to be a part of the Horizon programme, in the words of Shia LaBeouf, what are you waiting for? Just do it! I understand it's not that easy, but I don't think you have much choice at this point.